Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we're taking a geographical journey across India that is frankly unlike any other. We aren't doing a standard tourist tour here. We're actually tracking down those precise, baffling locations where cutting-edge, modern science just hits a total dead end. We're going to explore ancient anomalies, literal architectural impossibilities, and natural phenomena that defy absolutely every logical explanation we've got. So buckle up, because the way you view the limits of human knowledge, it's about to change.
I want you to picture this. 4 lakh tons. That's 400,000 tons of solid rock, expertly carved out of a mountain to create a massive structure. And that excavated debris? It is completely missing. Just gone, without a single trace anywhere in the area. It kind of makes you stop and wonder, right? Like, do you really believe modern science and history have an answer for everything? Well, as we're going to see on this journey, the answer is a resounding no.
All right, let's kick things off with part 1, Wondrous Mysteries of the North.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Consider the incredibly precise placement of Mount Kailash on our planet. High in the Himalayas, it sits exactly 6,666 kilometers from the North Pole. And if you measure the distance from Mount Kailash to the South Pole, it is exactly 6,666 multiplied by 2. Is that just a random geographic coincidence? I mean, maybe, but as you'll see in a second, its placement on the map is literally the least mysterious thing about this mountain.
Known in ancient texts as the Axis Mundi, basically the cosmic center of the Earth, Mount Kailash triggers something highly unusual in human biology. Time literally seems to warp there. Visitors consistently report their hair and nails growing 3 times faster than normal. Seriously, if your nails normally take a week to grow out, here it happens in just 2 or 3 days. People actually experience accelerated aging. Modern science has absolutely no concrete answer for why human biology speeds up in this one specific zone. And honestly, that might be exactly why. Despite being significantly shorter than Mount Everest, Mount Kailash remains completely unclimbed to this very day. No way, right?
And this brilliantly illustrates just how weird things get. Right at the foot of this mountain, we find 2 bodies of water existing side by side in exact opposition. On the left, you've got Mansarovar Lake, sweet, drinkable water, incredibly calm and surrounded by life. Just a stone's throw away is Rakshastal, salty, totally undrinkable water, violently turbulent with crashing waves and completely barren. No vegetation at all. They exist at the exact same altitude in the exact same climate, yet they are entirely opposing in nature. How is that scientifically possible? Honestly, we still don't know.
So leaving the freezing altitudes of the mountains behind, can we understand the mysteries of the desert? As we move our focus downwards on the map, from the high peaks to the deep valleys and vast deserts, the Earth hides a completely different kind of scientific blind spot.
Which brings us to part 2, Scary Traces of the Past. First up is Rup Kund in Uttarakhand, and this one is widely known as the Lake of Skeletons. When the water at this super high altitude dries up, literally hundreds of human skeletons emerge from the mud. The really chilling mystery here is that experts still don't definitively know who these people were. Where did they come from? What was a massive group of people doing so high up in the middle of absolute nowhere? How did they all die simultaneously, and exactly how old are these bones? Science has definitely brought forward a few theories, but the absolute truth, it remains totally locked away in the ice. Moving west into the scorching state of Rajasthan, the mysteries get even more sudden and startling. Welcome to Kuldara, the village of ghosts. An entire thriving, fully populated village completely vanished in a single night. And the details are staggering. They didn't just pack up and migrate slowly over time. No, they left behind half-cooked food still sitting right on the stoves. Even more impossibly, in a dusty desert environment, absolutely no footprints or trails were found leading out of the village. Think about that. How does an entire population leave in a panic without leaving a single footprint? It's so deeply unsettling that to this day, visiting the site after dark is strictly banned by the government.
All right, let's keep moving. Part 3, Unique Wonders of Water.
Now, what's really interesting about this next one is how it proves ancient lore true. For decades, the ancient city of Dwarka, said to belong to Lord Krishna, was just discarded by historians as mere mythology. But guess what? Researchers diving off the coast of Gujarat actually found it. A massive, complete city, entirely submerged deep underwater. And it perfectly aligns with ancient texts where Krishna specifically warned Arjuna that the city was going to sink, telling him to evacuate the women and children immediately. It really forces us to ask, how many other myths are just waiting at the bottom of the ocean to be discovered?
And while we're on the subject of water, think about normal rivers. Gravity naturally lets them flow from the high north down to the south, right? Well, look at the Narmada River in Madhya Pradesh. It originates right in the center of India and completely defies geographic norms by flowing upwards, from south to north. This defiance is so distinct and unusual that ancient lore actually gave it a special title, Patal Nadi, or the River of the Underworld.
Moving further south down the map, we hit Part 4, Architecture Defying Science.
Let's look at how normal construction builds up. You pour a foundation, you lay stones from the bottom to the top, and you rely on complex modern engineering. Now look at the Ellora Temple near Aurangabad. It was carved top down. The builders didn't assemble stones, they carved the entire complex out of one single massive rock, literally cutting away the ceiling before the floors even existed. And they did it using only basic hammers and chisels. Now the math says they had to carve out roughly 400,000 tons of rock to create those open spaces. Remember that number from earlier? Yet, that massive mountain of debris is nowhere to be found in the surrounding kilometers. Where on earth did 400,000 tons of solid rock go? Modern architects are completely stumped.
So the crucial point is right here. Further south is the Virabhadra Temple, famously known for its pillars. One specific pillar, the hanging pillar, does not even touch the ground. You can literally pass a piece of cloth right under it. Basic physics tells us this pillar is bearing absolutely no weight, right? It's providing no base support. Yet, throughout history, whenever engineers have tried to alter or remove this hovering pillar, the entire roof of the temple begins to crack and collapse. How can a pillar that doesn't touch the floor be the structural key to holding up the ceiling? It is an absolute masterclass in engineering that we just cannot reverse engineer today.
And that brings us to our final, southernmost destination, Part 5, the final mysterious door.
Deep within the Padmanabha Swami Temple in Kerala lies what is officially classified as Vault B, or the Kalara Door. Now, other vaults in this temple have actually been opened, revealing literally billions of dollars in ancient gold, jewels, and coins. But Vault B, it remains totally sealed. It is so deeply shrouded in mystery and potential danger that the Supreme Court of India has officially mandated it must remain untouched. It is the ultimate locked room.
This massive door is intimidatingly carved with two giant snakes facing each other and the face of a yakshini. But here's the terrifying part, guys. There is no keyhole. There are no latches. There is literally no physical lock to pick or open. Historical texts explicitly warn that catastrophic calamities will strike the nation if it is forcefully opened. But you want to know the most chilling detail? When standing close and placing an ear against this solid, sealed doorway, witnesses report hearing the massive, roaring sounds of ocean waves crashing right behind it. What exactly is waiting behind that door? Science cannot tell us.
And that brings us to the end of our geographical journey. We've seen lakes of skeletons, missing mountains of rock, hovering pillars, and locked doors that whisper with the sound of the ocean. It really forces us to ask this final question. Are some mysteries just better left unsolved? Should we keep pushing the boundaries of science, or are there ancient warnings out there that we should just respect? Well, I'll let you decide. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.